Hello everybody and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to show you how to make what I think is the ultimate travel planner. And I'm going to show you how you can set one up based on this really inexpensive travel planner that I found a few years ago. They don't sell it anymore. It's from Walmart. I think it was only like $3. So I want to do a flip of some of the blank pages in here if you are looking to set one up, or maybe if you just need some ideas about different sections. I wanted to share this with you. So like I said, I got this a couple years ago. I haven't been able to find it since, but I have really used it and loved it. So I wanted to share it. It's about the size of an A5, probably in between a B6 and an A5 size. So this particular one starts off with a quote. So we're just going to go through all of these sections if you, like I said, want to recreate this, or if maybe you're just looking for one particular section that you need to help plan a travel event coming up. All right, so the first thing first, we have travel plans. And so we have a lot of details. Your trip overview, departure date, and returning date. And then there's a place over here for notes. Then we have expected weather. Now there are a bunch of travel apps that you can also use to type in the zip code of where you are going and kind of get that weather ahead of time. Some of them you have to pay for, some of them are free. So that's just something else to look out for, kind of like a resource. And then also what type of travel you are doing and who is going. I'm assuming if you're watching this, you like to write things down. So I think it's important to have this information on paper when you're traveling, just in case, God forbid, anything happen to your phone or your wallet or anything, you have this information. The next is a 60-day countdown to-do list. So 2 months before you travel, you have a shopping list and then what you need to do in advance. 1 month before, and then 1 to 2 weeks before travel, and then some last minute things that you need to get done. I feel like with any trip, whether it's just going to be like a local overnight stay, or if you're going away for a week or more, there's always things that seem to come up, especially if you're going to a new place every time that you travel. All right, so the next section is your itinerary. Now, of course, you could take this and make one full page per day if this is something that you want to recreate. I have used this exactly like this is. So you have your day at the top, then you have things that you want to do, to eat. I use this as places that we wanted to try out, and then where we are going to stay. So once again, I think it's important to have this written down on paper just in case your cell phone, your battery dies, or you don't have service, something like that. So you want to make sure that you have that written down somewhere. I do have on my channel 2 other DIY travel planner videos. One, I believe, was from back in maybe 2016 or 17, which is an inexpensive one also. And then one I made last year basically showed you how to use a blank planner, like a monthly or daily planner, and kind of tweak it a little bit. But I thought this was a really good example, just in case you were interested in that. All right, so next section, road trip. So if you're taking a road trip, you can put your first stop in the city, arrival, departure, where you're going to stay, phone and website, and then notes. I found this section to be really helpful on a road trip because I did write down our first, second, and third stop and how many hours it took us to get to each place. And that's going to include like bathroom stops or, anytime you need to stop to eat, because if you have kids, obviously it's going to take a lot longer than if there's just adults in the car. And then at the bottom, things to do and see along the way. So there's a what, where, and then an address. Your flight details, once again, I think it's important to write this down. I know pretty much all airlines are digital. So you have your destinations, the date, the airline, the airport, flight number, check-in time, departure time, have you checked in, and do you have a connection? This is good information if you are meeting someone, just so they have this information, like I said, in case you don't have service in an airport. That's happened to me before. Or if your battery dies, then they will have that information and you will also have it. Okay, next section is getting around. So we have information for a rental car company, phone number, reservation number, pickup address, pickup day, drop off day, and then the time. That's really important. If you have rented a car before, you usually have to have it back and picked up at a certain time. So it's important to write that down, especially when you're traveling. There's a lot of things going on. You might hear the wrong time or get the wrong time. If you're taking a bus and you need a transfer, you definitely want to write those things down as well. And then there's 2 sections at the bottom for other. So like if you are going to do Lyft or Uber, or if you're doing a train, just to have all of that information written down. The next section is accommodations. So there's hotel and condo name at the top, address, reservation number, phone number, check-in date and time, and check-out date and time, and then any notes. And then also, if you're staying like at an Airbnb or a Vrbo, the rental property name, the host name, and telephone number, all that is going to be really important for you to have. All right, so the next section that I think that you could add to make your ultimate travel planner is a things to do activity planner. So where you're going to go, when you're going to go, things that you want to do, destinations you want to see, and then some notes. And then you're also going to have a trip bucket list. And I think that when you look at these compared, you can kind of figure out which one is a priority and which ones are things that if I have time, then I'll do. Now, I don't know about you guys, but if we say, oh, if we have time, we'll do so-and-so, we usually don't have the time. So I would definitely kind of focus on your bucket list things, and then also your budget for attractions, places to eat, places to shop, things like that. Because I think it's important if you have a budget that you try to stick with it. All right, so the next section is going to be an outfit planner. The way that they have this set up maybe is per person, daytime, and evenings. The way I have used this in the past is just kind of count out, since I have 2 girls, how many days are we going to be gone? And then that's how many pieces of clothing that we have, assuming I don't have access to a washer and a dryer, assuming there are maybe, potty accidents or food accidents, and I don't have access to water kind of to hand wash anything. So if we're going to be gone 7 days, I just pack 7 shirts, 7 shorts, 7 underwear, things like that. Now, if you are going to events, maybe it's a business meeting or something like that, then maybe you could use something more structured to make sure that you have outfits for activities. Of course, if you're going to go to the pool or go hiking, those are 2 totally different activities. So you would want to make sure that you have clothing to do both of those activities. So that's just some ideas about how to use an outfit planner. Okay, then you could always add a daily journal section, and this is just going to be memories, where you were, what day it was, kind of an overview of the day's activities, what the best part was, and why it was a great day, or if there was something that you thought didn't work. I would also encourage you to write that down as well. We took a longer family trip, and there were some things that I did write down that next time don't do this, next time do this. I think it's always helpful if you're gonna travel, just to go back and look at previous trips and look at what worked and what didn't. Okay, so this one has a couple of pages of your daily journal. Then you're gonna get into your expense tracker, and this was a section that we have really used a lot. So your trip duration, and then these are the different categories that you can use: transportation, accommodations, food and drink, activities, and miscellaneous. The way that I have used this in the past is I will not so much for transportation or accommodations, but food and drink, activities, and miscellaneous. I kind of broke these sections up into the day. So like all of Monday, all of Tuesday, all of Wednesday, instead of waiting to the end of the trip and trying to find receipts, because a lot of people don't do paper receipts anymore. A lot of places don't print them. That way you can see, for me, it was easier to see like per day how much was spent, compared to kind of looking at everything at the very end. Because if you budget things per day, I think it's a little easier than doing it for, let's say, an entire week at a time. You could definitely add some other categories, but I think that these are great categories to get started. I don't really know what else, what other categories you would need, because there is a miscellaneous, and that could be things like maybe you stopped at a gas station on the way down and you got some snacks. I would definitely put any gas for your car under transportation, anything like that. All right, so that is going to be the end of each little section in this little planner. And then in the back, I wanted to show you something else that you could add. And these are specific to this, but you could definitely look these up like on Pinterest or just on the internet. You could do a sing-along challenge and just write down fun songs, or of course you can, if you have any like music streaming services, you could do that. You can also do like your own version of carpool karaoke is always really fun. And then in here, they have a bunch of riddles. So you could just Google funny jokes for the car. Then they have, it's kind of like I Spy. I'm sure you guys have played that before. That's something you can do with all ages. Also scavenger hunt. My daughter had this little car ride bingo that was given to her for Easter. I think it came from Target, but it's really simple. I would say probably ages 4 and up could use it, and it has a bunch of different things that you have to look out the window and find. There was like a bus, a tree, a bird, so any games like that. Scavenger hunts are also really great. These are really specific. Obviously, you would need to be older. Two Truths and a Lie. I'm sure you guys have heard that game before. It's definitely for adults. And then there's also some conversation starters in here. Of course, you want to pack a bag for the car or for the plane, wherever you're traveling, with things that will keep everybody busy, from, you know, toddlers all the way up to adults. Definitely try to include things that are screen free, so you don't have to worry about charging or if something gets lost. There's so many different games and toys and activities that everybody can do while they are traveling. So I hope that you guys found this information helpful, and if you want to set up a DIY travel planner, I hope that this was a good reference kind of to get you brainstorming about what you will need on your next trip. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I'll talk to you in my next one. Bye.